The Northrop XP-56 Black Bullet was a unique prototype fighter interceptor built by the Northrop Corporation. It was one of the most radical of the experimental aircraft built during World War II. Ultimately, it was unsuccessful and did not enter production. Design and development. The initial idea for the XP-56 was quite radical for 1939. It was to have no horizontal tail, only a small vertical tail, used an experimental engine, and be produced using a novel metal. The aircraft was to be a wing with a small central fuselage added to house the engine and pilot. It was hoped that this configuration would have less aerodynamic drag than a conventional airplane. The idea for this single-seat aircraft originated in 1939 as the Northrop N2B model. It was designed around the Pratt & Whitney liquid-cooled X1800 engine in a pusher configuration driving contra-rotating propellers. The U.S. Army ordered Northrop to begin design work on June 22, 1940, and after reviewing the design ordered a prototype aircraft on September 26, 1940. Shortly after design work had begun, Pratt & Whitney, however, stopped development of the X1800. The Pratt & Whitney R2800 engine was substituted, although it was considered not entirely suitable. Although the new engine was more powerful, 2000 HP vs 1800 HP, it had a larger diameter and required a larger fuselage to house it. This change delayed the program by 5 months. It was expected that the new engine would require a 2,000 pounds weight increase and cost 14 miles per hour in top speed. Since this tailless design was novel and considered high risk, it was decided to construct a small, lightweight plane of similar configuration for testing called the Model N1M. In parallel with the design of the XP-56, successful flight trials of the configuration were conducted utilizing this airframe, confirming the basic layout. 2 small Lycoming engines powered this aircraft. These trials confirmed the stability of the radical design and, upon review, the Army decided to construct a second prototype, which was ordered on February 13, 1942. Northrop constructed the XP-56 using magnesium alloy for the airframe and skin, because aluminium was forecast to be in short supply due to wartime demands. At the time there was little experience with magnesium aircraft construction. Because magnesium cannot be easily welded using conventional techniques, Northrop hired Vladimir Pavleka to develop the heliarc welding technique for magnesium alloy. Later it was discovered that in the 1920s General Electric had already developed similar techniques. First prototype. First engine runs in the aircraft were conducted in late March 1943, but excessive propeller shaft flex caused the engine to fail. Pratt & Whitney did not send another engine until August, causing a 5-month delay. Taxi tests of the XP-56 began on April 6, 1943 and showed a serious yaw problem. At first, it was thought to be caused by uneven wheel brakes, and considerable effort was placed into fixing this problem. Manual hydraulic brakes were installed and the aircraft flew on September 30, 1943 at Muroc Air Base in Southern California. Eventually, the yaw problem was traced to a lack of aerodynamic stability, and to fix this the upper vertical stabilizer was enlarged from a mere stub, to one virtually matching the ventral unit in shape and area. After a number of flights, the first XP-56 was destroyed October 8, 1943 when the tire on the left gear blew out during a high-speed, 130 mph, taxi across Muroc Dry Lake. The pilot, John Myers, survived with minor injuries which he credited to his innovative wearing of a polo player's helmet. Myers was the test pilot for several of Northrop's radical designs during the war. Second prototype. A number of changes were made to the second prototype, including reballasting to move the center of gravity forward, increasing the size of the upper vertical tail, and reworking the rudder control linkages. This second prototype was not completed until January 1944. The aircraft flew on March 23, 1944. The pilot had difficulty lifting the nosewheel below 160 miles per hour, 257 kilometers per hour. He also reported extreme yaw sensitivity. This flight lasted less than 8 minutes, but subsequent flights were longer, and the nose heaviness disappeared when the landing gear was retracted. Only relatively low speeds were attained, however. While urging NACA to investigate the inability to attain designed speeds, further flight tests were made. On the 10th flight, the pilot noted extreme tail heaviness, lack of power, and excessive fuel consumption. Flight testing was then ceased as too hazardous, and the project was abandoned after a year of inactivity. By 1946, the U.S. Army Air Forces was developing jet-powered fighters, and had no need for a new propeller-driven fighter aircraft. Aircraft disposition: 41-786, crashed during high-speed ground run in 1943. 42-38,353, in storage at the Smithsonian Institution's National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. On December 20, 1946, the U.S. Army shipped the second prototype to Freeman Field, Indiana, for storage. It became part of the National Air and Space Museum's collection in 1950-51 when the Smithsonian moved this collection to its Suitland, Maryland-located Paul Garber Restoration Facility. Timeline: June 20, 1940 – Development contracts signed. October 4, 1940 – Original engines development cancelled. September 5, 1941 – Second prototype ordered. July 15, 1941 – Mock-up of design inspected by Army. March 1943 – First prototype completed. Engine runs begin. April 6, 1943 – High-speed taxi tests. September 6, 1943 – First flight. October 8, 1943 – Additional taxi tests after prototype modifications, first prototype crashes. January 1944 – Second prototype completed. March 23, 1944 – Second prototype's first flight. January 1946 – Development stops. Specifications: XP-56 estimates. General characteristics: Crew, 1, Pilot. Length, 27 feet 6 in, 8.38 m. Wingspan, 42 feet 6 in, 12.96 m. Height, 11 feet 0 in, 3.35 m. Wing area, 306 feet superscript 2, 28.44 square meters. Empty weight, 8,700 pounds, 3,955 kilograms. Loaded weight, 11,350 pounds, 5,159 kilograms. Max takeoff weight, 12,145 pounds, 5,520 kilograms. Power plant, 1 times Pratt & Whitney R2800-29 radial, 2000 HP, 1492 kilowatts. Performance: maximum speed, 465 miles per hour at 25,000 feet, 749 kilometers per hour. Range, 660 miles, 1063 kilometers. Service ceiling, 33,000 feet, 10,061 m. Rate of climb, 3,125 feet/min at 15,000 feet, 953 m/min. Wing loading, 37 lb/foot superscript 2, 181 kg/m superscript 2. Power/mass, 0.18 hp/lb, 0.96 kW/kg. Armament: 2 times 20 mm, .79 in, cannons. 4 times .50 in, 12.7 mm, machine guns. Role fighter. Manufacturer Northrop Corporation. First flight September 30, 1943. Status cancelled. Number built 2.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.